State versus Daniel Contreras, 18-140 and 18-71.
Your Honor, Mr. Contreras, on 1871, he has employed me privately. He talked to me at the jail this morning. I think he intends on hiring me privately on his new case, the 18-140.
Okay.
I can go ahead and do his arraignment when the court is ready.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, we would enter a plea of not guilty and waive formal reading of the charges in case number 1840.
Okay, I'll enter that plea and have him appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30. And let's look at 18-71.
Representing the 1871.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I do.
An alias worn out. Why did he not appear?
Your Honor, I'll let him explain. I don't recall him not appearing in court, but Daniel, did you have a court date that you did not appear on?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Is there not an alias out? There may not be.
I'm not sure.
March 1st. He didn't appear on March 1st.
Your Honor, we'll need to check on that. I do not recall him not appearing.
Maybe that was withdrawn.
Voted down.
Well, we've got a scheduling order in 71. Let me see when the...
His pre-trials for 426.
April 26th is a pretrial.
Your Honor, if there is an alias, can it be withdrawn by the court?
Yeah.
Your Honor, can we address bond on particularly the new case 18-140?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Mr. Contreras lives in this area, has a home in this area. He is married, he has children, he is the primary provider for his family. I do not consider him to be a flight risk. He does do a good job of staying in touch with me, and he and his wife both do. His wife is named Heather. I would ask for a reasonable cash or pro bond on him, Your Honor.
You know, the bond's just $1,000.
It's $1,000 cash.
It's $1,000 cash, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
You
this,
said cash or pro.
Well, Your Honor, he cannot make a $1,000 cash bond.
Your Honor, this defendant, while an active parolee, I don't know if he was, I don't believe that he was supporting his family when he got arrested on February the 7th and got his first sets of charges and then bonded out of jail. An active parolee.
And then parole?
Yes. And then on March 30th, less than 45 days later, he managed to get himself arrested for exactly the same charge. And these are drug charges. And this man is largely a victim of himself. And that's unfortunate, but he needs to sit right where he's at. This man's out of control. If you're a parolee and you get arrested for drugs and you have to bond out of jail, I guess it's impressed upon you that maybe you oughtn't do that behavior. But that's not worked with this gentleman. $1,000 cash bond is ridiculously low, in my opinion. I think he needs to sit there until we can. Does he have a parole holder at this point? I don't understand that. They're not going to revoke his parole, so it's going to be up to this county to do what has to be done. But there's nothing unreasonable about his.
It says he has a lengthy criminal history. Is
He
that
does.
true? Let's just leave it at that. That's fair. Eric Gaines, 18-137 and 16-228 and a revocation.
Judge, it's my understanding we represent Mr. Gines. We'll enter plea not guilty in both of these charges.
Okay, in 18-137, we'll enter the plea of not guilty We'll have a pretrial on June 28th at 10 o'clock. Let me look at 16-228, see who took the plea.
Judge, I looked at that this morning, and that's a defendant when I looked at that case number, so I'm not sure what
It's a what, sir?
the case actually is.
Okay. Do you know the case number for his revocation? 132?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You said that. You said that.
Your Honor, I do not anticipate this will be any problem in us representing him, but Mr. Guys needs to be aware that he has not filled out applications for the Public Defender's Office in 18-137 and 16-228.
Okay. Okay, Judge Webb took the plea in 16-132. I'll have him appear before Judge Webb on April 19th, 9:30. Anything
Thank you, Your
else?
Honor.
Rachel Galloway, 18-136.
Judge, I met with Ms. Galloway this morning and given her an application. Today's purposes, we will enter a plea of not guilty on her behalf. She would like to address her bond.
I enter the plea of not guilty. I'll schedule her to appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30.
Judge, it's my understanding that her bond may be revoked. If we could hear the status of that.
Okay, you're breaking up. I can't understand what you're saying.
Your Honor, I may be able to fill in part of the gaps here. Ms. Calloway has two other cases on Judge Webb's docket that we represent her on. And on this charge, once she picked up this charge, she bonded out. She was allowed to bond out. And after that, after she had posted the money to bond out, then the state had an order entered that revoked her bond.
Okay, but that didn't occur in this case, did it?
Yes. In
Okay, it's not in the system if it did.
And my understanding is that 18-136, that if she can hear me, she can correct me if I'm wrong, is that she was arrested, she was booked in, she bonded out, and subsequent to that, her bond was revoked.
Do you have a copy of the order?
I do not, Your Honor, because
Okay.
she's not applied for us on this new charge yet.
Okay, it's not showing that.
We're showing we done it April 4th. I don't have a proof of it getting signed.
There was a motion filed.
Oh, okay, well, no, it's not been yet revoked.
Okay.
Anything else?
Your Honor, is there a
What is her bond in,
The latest case, it would be 18-136.
Well, let's see. Well, you said she made a bond on it, so I'm
Your Honor,
not sure I know what it is, but
did you have her, Dan, or did you bond her out on this charge?
well, she should know what her bond is. 5,000, he says 5,000.
Well, if she's bonded out, then why is she still in jail?
No, she
I
hadn't
don't
bonded
know.
out. She bonded out on this charge, 17-184. That's $5,000.
Well, Dan said he bonded her on this case.
On 18-136?
That's what he said.
Can you go look?
This is her second bond I got on
Well, did you bond her in 16-391?
her. I bonded her.
Now, he probably doesn't know the number because that's not
Well, she's got 3 cases. Judge, well, I'll have my
Why
staff
don't you
look
check
Well,
on
this-
it?
online and we'll see if there's a bond in this thing.
I'm fine with that, Judge.
Andrew Ramirez, 18-113.
outside, thank you.
Theft of property is a charge. Appearing for an arraignment.
Judge, he'd enter a plea of not guilty. He's indicated to me he's filled out an application. If we don't have one to provide today, I'll have him fill out another one.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. I'll have him come back on April 26th at 10 o'clock for attorney status.
Judge, he did want me to ask you about the possibility of being released to the Celebrate Recovery as an inpatient
At Church 180 in Harrison, Arkansas.
at Church 180 Harrison, Arkansas. There's a pastor that he's been involved with regard to gaining admission to that facility. If that's appropriate, we would ask that the court consider that and allow him to be released on his own recognizance to the facility.
Judge, this gentleman presently has a $5,000 bond. The theft of this weapon, according to this affidavit of this revolver, was $900. I would not object to a $700 cash bond.
They recovered the gun. didn't they?
No.
Here they did.
They did recover the gun? I'm
What it
sorry.
says. So detectives were able to recover the gun.
Oh, sorry, it's the jewelry, Your Honor.
Oh.
It was valued at $900. I got that wrong. I'd like
Well,
about if I could get a $700 cash
If it's a
bond.
rehab facility, I'll allow him to be released, but he can't leave the facility except for court appearances and emergency medical treatment without order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Joshua Chambers, 17-267, charged with rape.
Judge, this is a similarly situated case. We're preparing for trial early May. There's no action to take today.
Okay, we'll leave this schedule. 17-402, 17-400, 17-277, 17-227, Jason Biddle. Is there anything to be done in that case? It's drug cases.
There's not, Your Honor.
All right. Adam McMackins, 16-404.
Judge, I represent Mr. McMathis. He has currently a failure to appear outstanding. He was arrested the day or two after he was supposed to appear for trial. I have spoken with his bondsman. He's willing to stay on his bond. And then speaking with Adam, he indicates that he misunderstood that he was supposed to appear for trial that day, or no, that he did appear, and that court was not in session that day. Judge, I've been representing Adam on these since they were originally filed, and he has had good contact with me. Otherwise, there was another case that was dismissed. Besides that, he's never been charged with a felony. He lives here locally, has his whole life. And of course, we would take any of the time that lapsed between his non-appearances as to toll on the defense's speedy trial.
And when was the warrant for he was arrested on March 25th, but I don't know when he failed to appear.
Would have been right before that, Barry, I think.
Yeah.
They usually write that on the outside of it.
He didn't show up for his trial date, so the warrant was issued that morning.
Okay, when was that? That was withdrawn unless he was.
He didn't show up for his trial? Okay, I remember this. We called it.
March 19th, there was a warrant issued.
Yeah. Judge, I'd just like this gentleman to sit in jail until we can try him. He didn't show up for his trial.
Judge, that's not what my client indicates. I understand the state would like that, but I don't think that's fair in the circumstance, based on the allegations, based on the fact that
Judge, I believe I had this bailiff, Officer Estes, call that case in the hallway on that day.
I was not present, so I don't know.
What time was he here? What time did you?
9:15, that's the microphone.
9:15, I believe.
A little bit
Your Honor.
late.
Judge, Dave,
Well,
we have video of that?
For a jury trial, it start at 9, so he didn't be,
correct. We have video of this.
How far back was it?
he probably wasn't
It was in
here
March.
if you called it for a jury trial.
March 19th. Okay.
Well, they're gonna look and see if he was actually here.
Judge, I did look back at some video with the bailiff. I can't remember the date that we looked at that day, but I don't think it was that day. We'll talk about it when I come back over there.
Okay. Tiffany Lynn, 17403. Revocation.
Your Honor, she needs to be brought over.
Very well. We'll transport you to the courthouse. Tyler Sutterfield, 17291. Appointed public defender's office to represent Mr. Sutterfield, and he appears for an arraignment.
I plead not true, Judge. He would like to request the bond.
Let me look at the terms, or the petition, rather. What says the state?
Judge, the state's not opposed to this gentleman posting a bond. We would like a provision that he has no contact with the victim.
What kind of bond you recommend?
$2,500.
$2,500, no contact with the alleged victim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Will enter a plea of not true. Let me see here. A hearing on April 26, 10 o'clock or soon thereafter if we can get to it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thurman.
Sean Thurman, 17137, on a revocation.
Judge, I've given him an application and spoken to him this morning. We'll plead not true on his behalf today. He would like to request a bond as well.
Haven't there been other revocation petitions filed?
Judge, he has violations going back to May of 2017. I'm counting about 10
Let's just have a hearing on April 26th. I don't want to set a bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Versus Brandee Vandenberg, 18145, drug case.
Judge, she has filled out an application. She'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, she's done that. We've already got a scheduling order out. 3 trials on June 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. State versus James Dabney, 18159. Theft of property, cruelty to animals. Come forward, sir. Come forward, sir. Do you have a lawyer?
No, sir. I need a
You
public
wanna hire a
defender.
lawyer or make application to the public defender's office?
Make the application, public defender.
Pick up an application, fill it out, and I'll recall your name. State versus Michael Hobbs, 18144. Drug case, 17295. Arraignment on a revocation. Michael Hobbs.
Your Honor, it looks like he's made application for the public defender.
Okay. Sir, I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you in 18144 drug case. You're appearing for an arraignment.
That's correct, Your Honor, and he'd enter a plea of not guilty. We have a formal reading of the charges.
Okay. And 17295, this indicates it's a revocation.
And he'd enter a plea of not true. Also, we have a formal reading. If I may approach.
Okay, there's no, in the system, there's no petition to revoke filed.
Had hadn't been filed, Judge.
Okay,
I think they're in the process of revoking this man's probation.
all right, let's take it off the list. So in 18144, he's going to appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30.
Yes, sir.
Gregory Smith, 18143, possession of controlled substances, paraphernalia, driving on suspended. Good morning. Do you have a lawyer, sir?
No, sir.
Are you going to hire a lawyer and make application to the public defender's office?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Which?
Public defender.
Say it again.
Public defender.
Fill out an application. I'll call your name in a few minutes.
Okay.
Destiny Reasons, 18138. Possession of controlled substance with purpose to deliver, paraphernalia, other charges. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a lawyer?
I filled out an application for a
Okay,
public
we'll
defender.
take a look at that.
Amy, do we have an application?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll enter a plea of not guilty. We'll have her appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30.
Thank you.
State versus Kevin Jackson, 18134. Controlled substances. Kevin Jackson. Gonna hire someone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30 for arraignment and attorney's.
Okay. Thank you.
State versus Jonathan Rouse, 18130. Controlled substances, also has 16122, a revocation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who represents you, sir?
No one, I guess.
Okay, are you gonna hire a lawyer?
I was looking into it.
Okay. Okay, in 18130, I'll have you appear before Judge Webb on April 19th at 9:30. In 16122, there's a warrant out for his arrest. So I guess.
For what?
A warrant.
For what,
your
Your Honor?
For revocation of a previous case you had. So you just check in with this gentleman here. State versus Christina Walters, 18101, charged with trafficking controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, drugs and firearms.
Judge, it's my understanding this was set for attorney status today. Ms. Walters has recently retained me to represent her. It's my understanding there's been a scheduling order issued, and we'll just stay on that.
There's an amended information. You want to enter a plea of not guilty to that?
Yes, to the amended information, Your Honor.
Okay.
Interplay not guilty.
There you go. State versus Bobby Quattrova, 18-57. Possession of controlled substances, drug paraphernalia.
Judge, I represent Bobby. There's no action to take today. We have an offer that they're going to accept. I just need to iron out some details with the state. She'll reappear here in July.
Very well. There you go.
Thank you.
State versus Ronald Mitchell, 17-399. Depicting matters regarding the child. Sir, I'm looking at a police statement here. Did you go over this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you feel you understand what's in the document?
Yes, I do.
You've signed it, have you not?
Yes, sir.
You understand the charges against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, I do.
Are you pleading guilty to 34 counts of distributing, possessing, or viewing matters depicting sexually explicit conduct involving a child?
Yes, sir.
By doing so, you're giving up your right to have a trial, you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Other than what's in this document, have you been promised anything in order to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you're in fact guilty of this crime?
Yes, sir.
What's the factual basis?
No, I apologize. I don't have the file.
Okay. Let me look here. On or about May 19th of last year here in Baxter County, were you in possession of approximately 44 pictures and 3 videos of child pornography?
Yes, sir.
This time, sir, accept your plea and judge you guilty. On each count, you're sentenced to 5 years in the Arkansas Department of Correction. You'll pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, a DNA fee of $250, $20 booking fee. Pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 60 days after your release. Make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County. And you'll be remanded to custody of the sheriff, so this gentleman is going to Department of Corrections.